Spinelli, what'd you find on Dr. Keenan?
My investigative efforts were... Stone Cold, you look hot.
By which I mean to say, you look flushed and
feverish, as if you're running a temperature, which is alarming given the contaminant in the water supply.
I need you to focus and tell me what you found out about Dr. Keenan.
Well, my investigative efforts in the last frontier, or as its license plate espouse, North to the Future.
Spinelli.
They were successful. I have information on Dr. Keenan.
Ewen, please just sit down. You must be exhausted.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. You've been up all night, pacing, driving yourself crazy. You can't do this to yourself.
And you say that like you care.
I do care. Why are we still here? I thought you just stopped to regroup.
I didn't come to rest. I came here for this.
What about Keenan?
well, shortly after medical school.
Well, Dr. Keenan began his psychiatric practice at the Good Samaritan Hospital in Anchorage, Alaska.
Were there any investigations, lawsuits, ethic violations, anything that we can use?
No indication of any wrongdoing. But I did discover that he had a very special patient.
Who?
John Jax, father of Jerry and Jasper. It turns out
that Dr. Keenan was treating him for depression, but the family then elected to seek alternative treatment and removed the elder Jax to the town of Brisbee, Arizona.
I don't really care about John Jax. I care about Dr. Keenan.
But Dr. Keenan was eventually summoned to Arizona to continue his treatment.
Dr. Keenan followed John Jax to Arizona.
Hence my visit to the quaint town of Brisbee.
Wait, you're in Arizona right now?
Yeah,
and in the very hospital that John Jax died.
Was Keenan with John Jax when he died?
That is yet to be determined.
That's very important. I need you to find out. I need to know.
With greatest respect, you are suspicious of Dr. Keenan, which may make this connection seem more ominous than it actually is. But, you know, conversely, Elizabeth thinks that he's innocent, so this may all seem benign to her.
Not anymore.
Keenan kidnapped Elizabeth.
How did you know that was here?
This is my place. When I moved to Port Charles, I felt homesick, so I bought it. It shares land with Merrifield Barns. They raise cattle and horses. You know, just hearing the sounds of a farm makes me feel closer to home.
You never told me you were raised on a farm. Can you tell me about that?
It was beautiful. I wish you could have seen it. The animals, the land, the open sky. It was the best, you know? Right up until we lost it. My father lost our home along with everything else.
How did he lose it? What happened?
He took everything from us and left us with nothing.
Who?
John Jax.
Jax's father took your home from you?
He didn't just take our home. He destroyed my father's life. My father died a broken man while John Jax and his family prospered, all because of that dead man's hand.
Hey, can you start with how your father got them?
My father owned the actual cards that were in Wild Bill Hickok's hands when he was killed. The 8 of clubs, the 8 of spades, the ace of clubs, the ace of spades, and the jack of diamonds.
Well, they must have been worth a lot.
A lot. They were. People would offer him unbelievable amounts, and he would never sell. No, he said they were his insurance. You know, and if the farm fell on hard times, then he would sell to keep us afloat and to keep it in the family name.
So what happened?
John Jax happened. One day he just shows up and he gains my father's trust, and then he takes the cards right out from under him.
My father was always vague about the details, but I was under the impression that he acquired the dead man's hand in the card game.
Okay. You know, even after John Jax stole the cards, my father thought we'd be all right. You know, the farm was doing good enough. But then a viral pneumonia epidemic broke out and wiped out our entire livestock. But there was nothing we could do. You know, we couldn't start over. You know, we lost everything. We lost our insurance, the lot.
I'm so sorry.
My father was a strong, proud man, and the bank foreclosed on the farm so he could pay his debts. Do you know what that does to a man like that? You know, to see his children as their dreams are crushed. It killed his spirit, Elizabeth. He died a broke and broken man. I saw in his eyes. He knew he was leaving us with nothing.
It's really terrible.
And you know what's worse? After my father died, John Jax and his family, they flourished. You know, they believed in the luck of those cards, and they played that luck for all it was worth. And they didn't just become rich, they became billionaires.
But if you hate the Jax family so much, why are you working with Jerry? He must have something tremendous over you. What is it?
You don't think Dr. Keenan is capable of hurting Elizabeth, do you?
He's desperate, so who knows?
Well, one thing we do know is that Elizabeth is both wise and beautiful, so hopefully her wisdom will prevent her from antagonizing him, and her beauty will soothe his turmoil.
But she will keep things under control until she finds a way to contact you.
She called last night. Dr. Keenan stopped the call before we could trace it.
Tell me that you recorded that conversation?
You know, I think I've said enough.
Enough? Really, Ewen? In case you haven't noticed, we're getting sick and we're probably gonna die soon. And my kids are gonna grow up without a mom because Jerry poisoned us.
I told you, I swear that I didn't know what Jerry was
It doesn't matter
planning.
anymore. All of poor Charles is dying, and I want to know why. Tell me what you did.
What difference does it make?
Because we don't know how much time we have left. Okay, Ewen. You don't want to spend your last hours carrying this around. I mean, I can't offer you absolution, but maybe I can help you find some sort of peace.
Peace. And who says I deserve peace?
I need to make sense of all this. I need to understand. You owe me that much.
I promised my father on his deathbed that I'd make John Jax pay. I worked so hard. I got a scholarship to study medicine, and I kept tabs on Jax. And I knew he was moving to Alaska, so as soon as I could, I followed him there.
And then what? When you got to Alaska, what did you do?
Is that sweet Sam? Oh, I missed you. You look a little pale, though. Are you still on board with the lieutenant's plan?
Go to hell.
Oh, come on. Where's your killer with a heart of gold, darling?
Just go, Sam. I'll deal with
I thought you wanted to die in Jason's arms. Sam? Are we not on speaking terms? Darling? I guess not.